What's up, guys? It's Devin from Neptune Design, and we are on our video number 11, I think, of our full Google Ads course. If it's your first time watching this video, don't stress. There are plenty more videos in the playlist. All you have to do is click on the link below and you'll get access to all of them, or you can wait for the end of this video. There's a link to the full playlist for the course there as well. So you can watch this video, don't worry about it. When you get to the end, then you'll have an option to join in on where everybody else is. But today we are going to be talking about your bidding options in Google Ads. And before I got into all of that technical stuff and technical jargon, I thought, let me just get a simple example out so I can show you guys an example of the bidding system in action. Okay, so I've typed in the keywords car insurance, and as you can see, when I type in the keywords car insurance, I got a whole lot of different ads coming up for the words car insurance. Even at the bottom, I've got more ads, and if I go to page number 2, I've got more ads as well. So the question would be, Devin, how do I get my clients' ads or my business's ads to appear in the search section? And is there any way that I can control the position where it is in the search section? Now that is a phenomenal question, and it's a question that we are going to be answering in this video. So in this video, I am going to take you through what exactly the auction system in Google Ads is. I am going to talk you through the different smart bidding campaigns or smart bidding options in Google Ads, and I'm also going to be discussing what you should do if it's your very first time and it's your very first ad campaign, how you should approach bidding on keywords in Google Ads. So it's going to be an awesome video, and I hope you stick around. Right, so let's say you're Google and you have 3 companies, and all 3 companies want to pay you so that they can appear on the search results. How do you then determine which one should come in the top position, which one would be second top, which one should be the third top position? And the simple answer to this is Google is going to use an auction or a bidding system to do this. So in other words, they are going to usually give the top person, the top spot, or the top position to the person who bids the most on a certain keyword. So in other words, the one who pays the most for car insurance usually ends up being number 1 on the search results. And yes, there are some cases whereby if your ads are optimized and the other guy's ads aren't, and a whole lot of other factors can also go into determine it. But if we break it down to its most simplest essence, this is what it is. You basically pay, and the one who pays the most gets the top position. So let's look at an example of this. Let's say, for example, we have 3 companies, and all 3 companies, they want to advertise on Google. So the first one says they will pay up to $5 to show up when the keyword web design is typed up, or the key phrase web design is typed up. The next company says they'll pay $10 to show up when the key frame or the keywords web design shows up. And the last one says they'll pay up to $7 to get a click on the phrase web design. Okay, so we've got 3 companies all bidding on the same word. This is what the search results would look like, with the company who's willing to pay the most per click on top, second most, and then third most. And that's basically, in a nutshell, how the bidding system works. So let's look at how we can use this bidding system to our advantage. So the question would still remain, Devin, where exactly do I find all of these wonderful options on bidding and stuff like that, and how exactly do I use them in my campaign? Okay, so I'm back inside my Google Ads dashboard, and for those of you who can't see the view like this, that's because you're not in expert mode. I suggest you click on tools and settings and look for something that says switch to expert mode, and as soon as you click it, you become a Google Ads expert. How cool is that? You don't even need to know anything. They'll just give you all the tools, give you all the buttons, give you all the options, and let you go crazy. But anyway, we would go to, let's do a simple one. Let's go on search campaign. So I'm going to click on new campaign, and you can select most of these options, but usually the three that I would suggest is sales, leads, and website traffic. So let's go for website traffic. I'm going to say it's a search campaign. I am going to type in my business website as usual. And I am going to say continue, and then I am just going to say YouTube example. And guys, I've got so many YouTube examples on this account, it's not even funny. I don't want to be part of your display network. Okay, language, we're all cool. Budget, okay, so let's just put in a budget of 100 Rand. And now we come to the bidding section. Okay, so the bidding section is where we get to choose where we want to show up and what type of bidding strategies we want to use. Guys, this is one of the most important and fundamental parts of Google Ads. You can end up saving yourself a lot of money or losing a lot of money with the incorrect bidding options. So instead of saying focus on clicks, conversion value, and other, I want to go and I want to click on this blue that says select a bid strategy. Now, the cool thing about bid strategies is they give you a whole lot of control over your ads campaign. And the reason why Google says not recommended is because what Google wants to do is it wants to simplify everything for you, and it wants to make all of the choices for you. But of course, you don't want your wallet in the hands of the guy who's running the auction. You want to be able to choose. Okay, so I'm going to say select bid strategy. And when I click on this arrow, you'll see there are a lot of strategies to go through. And what I'm going to do in this video is I am going to give you a breakdown of each and every single strategy so that you know what to pick when you are running a certain type of strategy. Okay, so let's get into the different strategies and what they do. First off, I want to start off with manual CPC. Now, manual CPC simply stands for manual cost per click, and this is the setting that I would recommend you start all of your search ad campaigns with. Use manual CPC. Basically, what manual CPC does is it allows you to choose manually how much you want to bid for each keyword or each key phrase. So for example, if you set a limit and tell Google you are only willing to pay up to $1 for a certain keyword, that's exactly how much your cost per click will work out to. There is going to be no manipulation of the results. This also gives you the most control over your costs, over your budget, and over your campaign in general. So I would always advise you to start off with manual CPC. Now, if you go into manual CPC, you will also see there's a section that says enhance CPC. You can click on enhance CPC, but I would suggest that you set up your conversion tracking. And let me just quickly explain to you what enhance CPC will do. It'll slightly alter the bid. So it will maybe push it up by maybe 20% more, or maybe drop it by 20% less, but it won't really burn through your budget. Google will just slightly bump it up or push it down for that relevant auction or that relevant bidding session. So that's basically what manual CPC does, and I recommend you start off your campaigns using manual CPC. Next up, we've got your target CPA, or your target cost per action or cost per acquisition. And the main difference between this is you set your target cost per action, and Google tries to find a way to match that target cost per action or target cost per acquisition. So for example, if you are selling a online fitness course and it's going for $350 once off, and you say to Google you are willing to pay up to $50 to get a conversion, that's basically your target cost per acquisition. So you would set that up to be $50. But remember, always try and set it up so that it is a certain multiple of your budget and not the entire budget. Don't make your target cost per acquisition $100 and set your daily budget to $100. Try and make it something like $20 so that there are multiple acquisitions during the day. Okay, and basically this is great for your online courses, your landing pages. It's great for newsletter sign up. So if you say you're willing to pay up to $1 to get a new newsletter sign up, then this is the perfect bidding strategy for you. Now, do remember that this is an automated bidding strategy. So in other words, Google is handling the auction process for you. They decide what bids to put down in order to hit that target CPA that you want. So that's the nice thing, it's automated. But the bad thing about it, or rather let me say the fine text regarding it, is that you do need a lot of conversion data. So try and make sure that you have at least 30 conversions in the past 30 days before you even try to implement target CPA. The next bidding strategy, this is one of my favorite bidding strategies to use with display ads, and that's maximize clicks. Now, what maximize clicks will do is it'll allow Google to set the minimum possible click for all auctions. So the minimum possible cost per click will always be achieved using your maximum click settings. Okay, so the nice thing about it is it's great for cost saving, especially when you're using display ads. You'll see you can get a lot of cheap clicks this way. But keep in mind that if you use it for your search campaigns, your product campaigns, you might end up with bids that are extremely low and you might not get any sales at all. So be careful with this, where you implement it and how you implement it, but try and give it a shot in your display ads campaign, because that's where I'm getting the most value. Okay, and also try and use this if you're not tracking your conversions, because here your conversion tracking really doesn't apply. Google is simply trying to pay the least amount possible per click. Okay, moving on. Let's talk about maximize conversions. Okay, this is the most dangerous setting. This is the setting that's going to burn through your budget extremely quickly. Okay, Google Ads will try and bid high in all auctions when your keywords are involved or your key phrases are involved. So if Google feels that it is likely that a customer who clicks on that ad will convert, then Google will push up the bid as high as possible in order to increase the chances of a conversion. Now note, I said increase the chances, not actually convert. So there is a chance that Google might bid high on a specific keyword, the client clicks on it, and you don't get a conversion. But in that case, you will still be left with the bill to pay and you will still have to pay it. So you gotta be careful with this particular campaign setting, because it's kind of hit or miss. Make sure that you have a lot of good data. Make sure that you've been running your campaign for a while. Make sure that you understand exactly what's happening before you try and implement maximize conversions. And remember, not all clicks are going to lead to sales. So keep that in the forefront of your mind. Basically, this setting is more for Google than for you. It's so that Google can get the most money out of you per click. So be very careful with the setting, and it will definitely burn through your budget extremely quickly. Okay, next one is your maximize conversion value. Okay, with maximize conversion value, this one is a bit of a tricky one to understand. Google Ads will use its machine learning and it's going to use its AI, and it's going to try and take all of your conversion data and drive the most revenue for the least amount of clicks. And that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to try and sell your most profitable product. So for example, you could have two products. You can have a product that's going for $5 and it's got a high conversion rate, and another product that's going for $500 and it's got a very low conversion rate. Google Ads is going to try and spend your money as wisely as possible and get you the most revenue back. It doesn't really care which products you're making the most money off of. It cares more about driving the overall revenue back to you. So yes, make profit is part of that, but it's extremely machine-like in the way it figures it out. So don't think that by setting this setting that you're automatically only going to sell the most valuable products. It's going to try and drive as much revenue back to you while using as much conversion data and as much high converting products as possible. Okay, so if you don't have conversion tracking with the conversion values loaded, this also won't work. So make sure that you dive deep into your conversion tracking and you've got your values set up so that Google knows that when you sell this product for $5, that's a $5 conversion. When you sell this product for $150, that's a $150 conversion. Okay, so that's maximize conversion value. Moving on, target impression share. Now with target impression share, this is purely for your marketing or your branding. Let's say, for example, that you are running a high-end company and you've got mega resources to spend, and all that you want to do is you want to appear first on the search results before your competitor. This is where you would choose target impression share. So target impression share means that Google will always try and show your ads in a certain percentage of the search results in a position of your choosing. Okay, now guys, you're going to need serious money for this, and if you really care about branding or brand awareness, this is the perfect setting for you. But it is not the best setting to get a good return on investment. It's kind of, you want to show up, you want to be in the top search results all the time, and you don't care how much it's going to cost, just as long as your name keeps appearing in the search results. So if you're that type of person, or if you have that use case scenario, then that's the perfect strategy for you. Moving on, target return on ad spend, or target ROAS. Okay, so basically here you determine what percentage of revenue Google Ads should try and get back after spending your budget. Okay, this is great for established campaigns. So what I would suggest you do is maybe start off with manual CPC, get a couple of conversions under your belt, really know what you're doing with your bids, and then you can switch to target ROAS. So let me give you an example of how you would calculate your target return on ad spend. Okay, so for example, if I aim to spend $1 and I aim to make back $5 in sale, then my ROAS percentage will be 500%. So I would put that as a target, and I'd tell Google Ads, try to achieve that target for me. Now, some of you are saying, yes, but Devon, then why don't we just bump it up to 2,000% or 3,000%? And the problem with that is it's not really doable. So although Google will try and achieve that, you're really not going to get that back unless you've got a phenomenal product or a phenomenal conversion ratio. So also try and be realistic. Try and set it up for a certain target, and if it hits that target, try and move it a little bit more. Remember, Google can only do as much as it can with the data that you feed it. So it's all about feeding good conversion data through, and then the machine algorithm is going to work for you. But obviously, if you come with an unrealistic expectation, then it's not really going to be able to achieve that. And that's basically all your automated bidding strategies and one manual bidding strategy. Guys, thanks a lot for watching this video. We've got more videos coming up in the course. If you want To get a copy of these slides that I showed on this video, I'm going to leave a link in the description for them below so you can access those files. And also, if you guys want to support us, check out our new and improved Patreon page. I'm going to have a lot of extra benefits over there, and I'm even going to upload a PDF guide of all the settings that I personally use for Google Ads. So check it out. It's also in the link in the description below, and I've put it up on the screen. So thanks very much for watching. Cheers.